Did you know the LA Kings have their own culinary partner? It's Superfood, celebrating 10 years and over 1 million meals served. Since 2020, the Kings have trusted Superfood to fuel their players. Now through Simply Lunch, you can bring that same performance-driven food to your office. Because when people eat better, they work better. Visit mysuperfood.com. That's mysuperfd.com. Or call 213-973-6145. Qualified companies can enjoy a free lunch for up to 10 managers.
As Jimmy Lombardi cuts to the net and tucks it in! Oh, what a beautiful move by Lombardi! And the Birds back on top. It's 4-3.
You're listening to All the Kings Men, the official podcast of the LA Kings.
Jimmy Lombardi storming in, right wing side. Lombardi going to the cooker. What a move! He scores! Jimmy Lombardi. Thank you very much. I'll do it myself.
Now, here's your host, Jesse Cohen.
Welcome back, Kings fans. I'm Jesse Cohen. This is All the Kings Men. Today, we're talking to Jimmy Lombardi. Lombardi was drafted 125th overall in the fourth round of the 2025 NHL entry draft. He's currently an alternate captain with the Flint Firebirds of the OHL, who find themselves in first place in the Western Conference. Lombardi himself is tied for fifth in goals in the OHL this season with 21 goals and 41 points through 31 games. Lombardi signed his entry-level contract with the LA Kings on December 22nd. There were some minor technical difficulties in the recording of this episode, so if you notice some edits or choppy audio, I apologize. We worked around it as best we could. Hope all of you are having a very happy holidays, and I'd like to wish you all a happy new year. Hope you enjoy the episode. All right, welcome back to All the Kings Men. Joining me today from the Flint Firebirds, Jimmy Lombardi. How are you doing today, Jimmy?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing good. And featuring Zach Dooley. How are you doing today, Zach?
Jesse, doing great. Excited to be chatting with you guys.
Jimmy, you were drafted in the fourth round of this previous NHL entry draft, and Zach and I haven't had a chance to talk to you, but we've had plenty of chances to talk about you. So before we get into some of the bigger questions, let's just ask you, how I understood you watched the draft from at home, and I've heard you tell the story on different interviews, but for our listeners, how'd you find out that you were drafted?
Yeah, well, it was a stressful day. I was at home, didn't attend the draft, but I was watching. I went upstairs for a second, and I hear my mom start yelling to get downstairs, and I saw the screen. So it was a pretty cool moment with all my family.
And then, you obviously you take it from there, and you come to development camp over the summer. Had you ever been to Los Angeles before that, and what was kind of your first experience as a part of the Kings?
Yeah, no, I mean, I hadn't really been on a plane many times. Like, I think that was like my third or fourth time. But LA was really nice, like flying in, a lot of expectations. LA's one of the nicer cities, like very fortunate to get drafted there. And it was really cool. I mean, picked up with, I knew a couple of guys at the airport, so picked up with them and coming to the facilities and seeing everything. It was unreal. LA's got amazing facilities, and I was very excited to be there.
Long trip from the airport to the facilities, right? Was it like 10 minutes?
Dude, that's really, really close.
Now, Jimmy, I saw in an interview that you said that you were not expecting LA to draft you, that it was one of the bottom teams on your list of expectations. So did you get any advanced warning that it would be LA? Like, who was your primary point of contact with the Kings?
No, honestly, yeah, I talked to a couple teams more leading up to the draft, and LA was not one of them. I met with Brian Denny in February just once, and then that was it. So the Kings, it was definitely a surprise, but it was a pretty good one, and I think it's turned out pretty well.
Talked about knowing, a couple of the guys, a lot of OHL guys, in the organization. Are you, familiar with guys like, Greentree, Brestevich, and George from kind of playing against them over the years?
Yeah, definitely playing against them. I knew about them, and then coming to LA, getting to know them, all really good guys, and became close. Definitely the closest there. I would talk to them when I was in LA and hang out with those guys. But playing against them even this year, it's been good, and I think they got a good group of OHL players.
Is it a little weird at all? Do you think about it any differently now that you're all draft picks? You're going up against those guys in a game, or do you kind of put that aside, in the middle of a game?
No, you put it aside. I'll talk to So I play London and Windsor a lot, so I'll talk to Woolley and Brstevich and Greentree a little more. But once it's game time, like they're still the opposing team, so you gotta try and not think about being your friend there.
We talked to your coach in Flint, Paul Flash, over the summer, and Mark Yannetti and Scott Wheeler. And one of the qualities that stood out to you from everybody we spoke to was your commitment to hard work and your desire to get better. And then I watched an interview where you talked about the lessons that you took away from having a chance to skate with Andrzej Kopitar, Adrian Kempe, and Quentin Byfield, when you were in LA. It sounds like their model, spoke to you as far as the commitment level.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, coming to LA, especially main camp, and seeing all the pro guys, like you do realize how far away you are and how much hard work you still got to put in. And I think I've always been a pretty hard worker, but like it really opened my eyes to how hard those guys work.
So then that's going to bring us to the big question, which is you just signed your entry level contract. So first of all, congratulations. You had committed to the University of Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. Signing the entry level contract means that you can no longer go to Michigan. So given how ambitious you are, given how much you very clearly want to make it to the NHL, obviously everybody, does, but listening to the interviews with you and about you makes it pretty clear that you have a plan and a goal and you're motivated to get there. So can you just sort of walk us through that decision to stay in Flint?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we have a great organization in Flint, and I think that me being here for a long time, I became like one of the bigger pieces here, and I'm very trusted. And I think the plan was supposed to go to Michigan, but then when LA offered me the contract, I couldn't turn it down. Like it's a pretty great opportunity. I mean, that's the goal always. Even going to Michigan, like what the goal was to sign an NHL contract. But we hopefully we'll go far this year, and then coming back next year, be a leader again, and get more experience like that, and maybe bring that to the AHL or Ontario or something like that. Some more experience in a couple of years.
When you're talking, with the Kings about that kind of thing, did you have like a conversation about what that path, might look like, especially with it being a change? Obviously, who knows where things are going to go, with NIL and college and all that kind of stuff. But is that a conversation you do have with the Kings before, signing with the organization?
Yeah, well, I mean, when I was in LA, we definitely did talk about that, like what my path was going to be and all that stuff. But I guess the plan changed a little bit, and I was very happy about it. So that's yeah.
Did you talk to when the contract comes? Does Jarrett Stoll or Mike Donnelly or anybody from the Kings reach out to you and talk to you about their preference for your path, where they would like you to go, what they think is best for you? Do you talk to an agent? Do you talk to your parents, your coaches? Like, how complicated is that process?
Jarrett Stoll, they both reached out to me like I signed up, and they're great, and they are hopefully I'll get to work with them a little more now as well. But yeah, I talked to my agents. My agents dealt a lot with the contract. As a fourth rounder, it was definitely quick, but yeah, it was a pretty great opportunity. So I couldn't really turn it down. It was really very exciting.
How what has maybe changed for you this season, in Flint? If you look at, we can only look at numbers, right? But you've already scored more goals this year than you did last year. Your points are trending that way. The team has been outstanding. In your mind, what's just kind of been that big jump for you as you've gone back, for this season?
Yeah, I think like I've been playing with my roommate Nathan Aspinall for we've lived together for 3 years. Like he's one of my closest friends, and we're just started clicking this year again. Just some puck luck. I think last year especially, I think I was pretty unlucky at a couple times where the points didn't go my way. I think I had a dry span for a couple in the middle of the year, and that was just wasn't going in, and this started to turn around, and the team's playing really well around me as well, so that helps for sure. We brought in a new coach as well, and to help the power play and all our systems, and our coaching staff is great, and yeah, it's just been a great year, so I think that helps as well.
He was drafted in the 5th round. You're taken in the 4th round. Do you lord that over him at all?
Oh no. He's a great guy, and we've been like really close for 3 years. So it's And he signed earlier this year as well. So, we talk about the draft not mattering as much. As soon as you all that matters, you get drafted, and that's what we say.
Everything we heard, whether from your coach or Kings scouting staff or independent scouts, it all lined up with everything that I had read about you. They'd say, you can play the power play, the penalty kill, you're an intelligent player. I think some of the phrases I wrote down that we heard from Paul were really like good hockey cliches. Can't knock him off the puck easily, leads by example, wizard with the puck, stick handle in a phone booth, like all the stuff that you would want to hear about a player. But something, the one common thread, and I heard you identify it yourself in some interviews, was that you wanted to get bigger. And that one of the reasons you had committed to Michigan was the opportunity to have access to their gym and to do some heavy lifting. So have you talked to the Kings about addressing that concern on your end?
Yeah, I like that was a big thing about going to Michigan. I think that would help develop me physically. But I've been signing with them gives more opportunity to do more work in the summer in the gym, like be able to have resources I didn't have, like extra food or extra, like just anything extra, like that kind of thing. And I think just a good summer as well can start to really help me like develop. I was definitely a late bloomer, like someone who matured physically later. And hopefully, that side will come. But I do think I just need a little more time. And so hopefully this summer I'll have more opportunity to get in the gym more and maybe get some extra protein.
Does being an OHL player help kind of give you more freedom? Is that kind of what you're going to do, like to work with the NHL team on that kind of stuff compared to like NCAA, where there's maybe more restrictions on that sort of thing?
Yeah, maybe. I think that like the OHL, especially for coaches, are definitely super like happy with NHL teams working with us and coming in, because like they like to watch and learn and everything, and everyone's just trying to learn. So those NHL teams, they especially player development, it's really good, and they do. Flint lets us work with them as much as we want, so it's been good.
The Kings have a pretty good track record of converting later round picks, particularly fourth round picks, into NHL players. Were you aware of that at all? Did that factor into your decision?
No, actually not really, but that's not bad to hear.
I jotted down a list earlier today. I mean, obviously the more recent ones haven't had a chance to make it. So your Slakinskis, Connors, Booths, Harringtons didn't really, but Jordan Spence, Aiden Dudas, Mikey Anderson, Jacob Muverari, Austin Wagner. I mean, going way back, Alec Martinez, Dwight King. Like, there's a ton of fourth round picks that have turned into regular NHL players drafted by this organization.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I know the opportunity to be drafted and just now getting the chance to sign as well and just really get to prove myself that's all I need. So that's good to hear.
Going back a little bit, what was your experience like at the rookie face-off when you got to actually like play in a couple of games in a Kings jersey? How cool was that tournament, and how did you kind of feel like you handled a situation where, one, you don't really know your teammates, and there are just like so many players in that event who are at varying levels of like experience and levels of play when you look at like where they play during the season?
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, everyone talks about putting like an NHL jersey on for the first time, and I did have that moment. Actually putting the Kings jersey on felt pretty cool, and it was good. It was hard, like it was high pace and obviously physical, so I just try to stick to what I do best and just work hard, like keep pucks and try and create plays for my teammates, and it was a good experience, and I'm excited to be able to come back next year and do that again.
You're wearing a letter in Flint this year. Again, mentioned previously your work on special teams, both sides of the ice, and your coach had just wonderful things to say about your on-ice vision and your intelligence. So, I mean, how would you describe your game?
I really like to penalty kill and power play as well. I mean, this year I've been in all different spots in the power play. I think I've been on both flanks and now I'm in front of the net. Pretty shifty and can create lots of plays off the rush and in the offensive zone.
Do you see yourself as a center or a wing long term, or do you feel like you kind of have the versatility to where you could excel in both positions?
I think I definitely see myself as a center. I think that my game in the defensive zone like helps me as a centerman, but if needed to play a wing, I think I could make the switch over as well. But I think long term, I definitely see myself as
Sorry, I have to ask this one. We're going to call it the John Hoven special. He's a prospect aficionado here in LA. Why number 10?
When I was like probably my first season in select hockey, I had the option between number 10 or 15, and I chose number 10, and I've just stuck with that my whole life. So nothing really too special, but just
You know what? I appreciate the commitment. When my friend and I think I was older than you the first time I joined an organized hockey team, and we just got 2 numbers picked out of a bin thrown at us, and that was it. I just stuck with that number my whole life.
yeah.
I saw in an interview that you said you played lacrosse until you were 17 years old, I think, 17 or 18.
Yeah.
Any other sports or just lacrosse?
My dad got me into golf when I was really young, so definitely played golf my whole life. But lacrosse, a little bit of baseball. Both my parents are phys ed teachers, so they was definitely around every kind of sport. But lacrosse, hockey, and golf are the big 3 for me.
So with your parents both being phys ed teachers, do you come from a family that believes in the multi-sport athlete? Like, do you believe in the benefit of having cross sport skills?
Oh, 100%. My parents, they tried to sign me up for everything I could. Like when I was younger, I even played basketball for a little bit. But I think lacrosse translated a lot into hockey. It's a very heads up game. So I think that maybe helped some hockey IQ. And also when you're younger, it's physical and you're allowed to cross check. I played box and field, so maybe it's helping me up a little bit.
What's your handicap?
In COVID, I was pretty it was probably around an 8 or 6 to 8. But I had to give it my membership last year, so I didn't play as much. A little worse.
In the draft, it's always sort of silly when guys, anybody outside of the top 10 will get, regardless of what position it is, a right shot defenseman will get drafted in the 7th round, and they'll say, this kid reminds me of Al McInnes, and you're like, really? Like Al McInnes? But was there a player that you idolized, that you modeled your game after growing up?
Yeah, for me it was always Mitch Marner. I mean, he's a righty, I'm a lefty, but it's actually funny because he trains at my gym, and I've skated with the same coaches he skated with since I was 6 years old. But he has been someone I always modeled my game after. I mean, the way he penalty kills, and he works hard all over the ice, and he's very shifty and also a very good playmaker. So I think I tried to model my game after him. But that was him for me, and he was probably one of my favorite players growing up as well from Toronto.
He's always been a guy who, values the defensive game without sacrificing, offense. Do you get to kind of build relationships with a guy like that, and you just see the mindset that he carries, and you can kind of try to put that into the way that you play also?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, watching him play, he doesn't cheat for offense. He PKs, he does block shots, and that's I think that I really liked watching that part of his game and tried to model it.
Usually this question is reserved for defensemen, but since the PK has been brought up so much, I'm going to ask you a forward. If you had the option between scoring a game-winning goal or the goal to put your team up, in the lead by 1 with 30 seconds left on the clock, or your team is already up by 1 with 30 seconds on the clock, and you can block the shot that would have tied the game, which would you rather do?
Those are both pretty good options, but I think I'd pick blocking the shot.
Wow.
Yeah, the team's already winning. I mean, if it's a tie game and that's a go-ahead goal, maybe it's different. But if we're already winning, I think I'm team first kind of guy.
All right, for the record, that's the right answer, and you just launched way up my standings as far as favorite prospects. That's incredible. That's great. Usually defensemen are the ones that give that answer, but every now and then, like Brant Clark, I think, maybe Sean Dursey, I think both said score the goal. But,
yeah.
Rather block the shot. I like that.
Thank you.
You guys have taken a pretty big step this year, in Flint. You're leading the division, made the playoffs last year, but it seems like this team is really kind of defining its way. What's been going so well for you guys as a group, and how exciting is it to kind of be on a contender and a team that probably has aspirations of, playing playoff hockey and trying to make a run at, doing something kind of special this year?
Yeah, no, it's really exciting. I mean, we made some good moves in the offseason, bringing in our overage goalie. He's been killer for us, and with the new rule change for the OHL, we brought in some defensemen from the USHL and the BCHL. And that really gave us some more depth on the defensive end, and I think we got a really good leadership group. I mean, And our coaches, we got like some things that we stick to. We try to win all our battles, races, and have good sticks, and it's been working. We just got to outwork our teams, and I think that starts from some leadership. And we have a good veteran team and guys that have been here for a while. So we've been doing well. So it's been good.
Now that you've signed your ELC and you know you're likely back, or at least going back to Flint is on the radar for next year, whereas it wasn't previously. Does that change your approach to this season at all? Like, or does it change your vision for your time in Flint?
No, not really. I think that I'm still like focused on this year, like is the big one, and I'm happy to be back. Like happy to be back with some of the boys back as well. But this year, what we're focused on right now is we've been kind of a middle of the pack my past 2 years, so it's pretty exciting to be on a top team, and that's what we're trying to focus on with.
Maybe have though like an aspiration of like if you continue to play as well as you have, like maybe the World Juniors is something that could be an option for you. And is that something that you follow? With how important that tournament seems to be, especially in Canada.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's always been a dream to wear like a Canadian jersey and represent your country. I've never had the opportunity to do it yet, but hopefully, yeah, if can continue this, I'll be there next year. That's the goal.
Well, Jimmy, I think we're going to let you go, but we appreciate your time. We wish you the best in Flint and can't wait to see you back here in LA this summer.
Thank you. I'll be excited to be there.
And congrats again on the contract. And also, I guess, I don't think Zach or I talked to you during it, but congrats on being drafted on the whole year. It's a big year for you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was amazing. I appreciate it.